Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collingwood. I'm here to do this video here today, which is why no Old Man Batman? Why are we not getting Batman Beyond? I don't know if that's what I'll title this video, but it's probably just going to be why no Batman Beyond with a question mark. Um, I think a lot of people are jumping on Robert Pattinson for becoming Batman. Here's what I'll say about this: the road Warner and DC are taking aren't Robert Pattinson's fault. I think, really, if you want to, I'm not here to finger point. I'm here to more. Why did this happen? Why did Ben Affleck leave Batman? Remember a lot. Remember Batman. Well, sorry, Ben Affleck wanted to direct this movie they're doing. And this movie initially was supposed to have Deathstroke and like a lot of other villains. I think in many ways, you go look at all the other Batman movies. This Batman movie to me was going to be Arkham Knight. This movie I think was going to introduce the Arkham Knight, basically Red Hood. In my opinion, I think that's what the direction they were going. Um, Also, I think the reason why didn't DC and Warner want Ben Affleck to direct it? They That's sort of where this sort of rift started, where he wasn't going to be Batman because remember he was still signed on. He was signed on to do this film. I think what people need to understand is he was signed on to do this film. He had a 3 film deal. He only did 2. He appeared in Suicide Squad, but I wouldn't count that. And so a 3 Batman film deal, I should specify. So this was going to be his 3rd film, the I'm Batman, or I you know the film they're going to basically now do with Robert Pattinson, the reboot. And it was the film with Ben Affleck wasn't a reboot. It was a sequel. It was a lot of villains. It was probably a step toward Old Man Batman, toward Old Man Bruce Wayne. Do I feel that this is all over Ben Affleck wanting to direct? I'd like to think there's more than that, but that's all I've ever heard was Ben Affleck wanted to direct. And at first it was okay. At first it seemed like that was going to happen. Oh, yeah, yeah. Then it's like, no. And then Ben Affleck and Warner and DC had a rift. My question is why? Why? I can't think of why he wouldn't be allowed to direct himself and others in this movie. The only reason I could think is no actor who starred in a Batman movie has directed a Batman movie. If that's the reason, that's stupid. I'm not saying it is. I'm just freestyling there. Excuse me. But, you know, why are we not getting Old Man Batman? They could have just replaced Affleck. And not with Robert Pattinson. They could have just replaced somebody with Affleck's same age if they were wanting to still go down Old Man Bruce Wayne road. And it seemed like there are signs that look like that's where this was going. I mean, not just the. Remember, the rumors were we were going to get a ton of villains in this movie. Now, it's being said we may get Penguin and Catwoman again. So how did it go from that to where we are now? To the degree of, okay, just because Ben Affleck wanted to direct, we're getting rid of him. He can go. And basically, I mean, that's what it is. Ben Affleck dropped out of Batman. Ben Affleck left. This screams to me politics were played. But here's my thing too. If politics are played, if you really just didn't want Ben Affleck to direct, if that was the major problem, again, see what I just said. Why not just get another actor who's similar to Affleck's age? And there's ones out there who could play this role. And there's actors out there who could play this role. Again, is that Robert Pattinson's fault? No. It's Warner and DC's fault for doing what they're doing. Are there other signs they were going down the old Batman road? Yep, if you watch Suicide Squad. I've often said, if you really want a hint of were they going down the old Batman road, what are their hints? Yes, and the biggest one is in Suicide Squad. The introduction of one Amanda Wheeler. Now, who's Amanda Wheeler, you might ask? Amanda Wheeler, in a lot of ways, is the female Bruce Wayne. She's very mysterious. She's sort of cloaked in darkness. She knows everybody's secret. Everybody. She's the equivalent of Bruce Wayne in a lot of ways. The female version. But instead of a philanthropist and a womanizer, here's this woman that lives for secrets. That's sort of her thing. She lives to know people's shit. And not only does she form the Suicide Squad, and then her and Bruce Wayne, aka Batman, she knows Bruce Wayne is Batman. Again, go see Suicide Squad if you don't believe me. They don't start off friends. But because of Bruce Wayne, aka Batman's will and determination, she respects him. She respects what he stood for and what he does. So she goes around collecting his DNA. Remember, at fights, remember, he's getting older, he's getting slower. It wasn't hard to do, as she points out in Batman Beyond. And they inject his DNA in what is known as Terry McGinnis's father, quote unquote. And that way, it's actually Bruce Wayne who's Terry McGinnis's father. It's fucked up to explain. But so she's sort of the reason Batman Beyond takes place. Now, she didn't cause the stroke, obviously. Like, Bruce Wayne had a stroke at 50. But she didn't cause that I know of. But she is the cause of Terry McGinnis. And so, Amanda, and when you go watch Suicide Squad, the line between Amanda Wheeler and Bruce Wayne, the chemistry is there. All the dark feels of what Batman Beyond brought you was there between Bruce Wayne and Amanda Wheeler. I thought Affleck did a great job just looking at her like, okay. I thought that was great. I give Ben Affleck a lot of credit. I know I doubted Affleck going into Batman, but to me, he deserves a lot of credit. So, why no Old Man Batman? I put the blame on Warner and DC. I can't sit here and say they weren't wanting to do it. Because if you weren't wanting to do Batman Beyond, why introduce Amanda Wheeler at all? Why even have Suicide Squad? Because Amanda Wheeler was responsible for Suicide Squad. And they needed to introduce her. But therefore, you didn't need to introduce Suicide Squad if you had no intention of doing Old Man Batman, if you had no intention of doing Batman Beyond. So, I think Amanda Wheeler was introduced, not just because she formed Suicide Squad, but because they were wanting to do Batman Beyond. And her introduction proves that to me. So, I put the heat on Warner and DC for not doing it. I think they were irresponsible just to get rid of Affleck and not replace him with a veteran actor. I think I think if I could defend them in any way, would I? Because people might say, "Well, you're just putting blame on them." People might say that. So here's my only really defense for them, and it's not much. Because really, I can't see much of a defense for them other than what I'm thinking of. Maybe the reason they didn't choose another veteran actor is because they just didn't want to do just one film with a veteran actor. Because if this was going to be the key to Old Man Batman, if this was going to be the Arkham Knight, what I'm thinking it was going to be, then it would have been Bye Bye Batman. It would have been the Fall of Batman. So, that's sort of my thing. Was this... Because we heard there's going to be a ton of villains. So, ton of villains makes me think of Arkham Knight. That's what that made me think of. So, but now we're not getting that. We're getting a rebooted Batman with Robert Pattinson. But everybody's, I know a lot of people are mad at Warner and DC for that, and people are mad at Robert Pattinson for being Batman. I'm not mad at Robert Pattinson. I'm just disgusted with DC and Warner Brothers for just doing it for, in a sense, being political. Not necessarily recasting. They could have recasted anybody. Look, just like I said, they could have recasted a veteran actor. The only real defense I've given them is maybe they didn't just want to do one film with another veteran actor. And I could see maybe they just didn't want to make that approach and get rejected. Maybe it's not. Again, it's slim. I'm saying that here now. So my no old man Batman. I blame Warner and DC. It's their fault. Here's the silver lining now. Amanda Wheeler still exists. They introduced her in Suicide Squad. She's still alive. The character's still alive. So there, to me, yeah, there still is a possibility for an old man Batman. All right, it's storming here, guys. So like, share, comment, subscribe. I'll see you next time.